Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Ingram Jones from Bayloric TV, doing a really short video. I've been really pushed, and it's been a very busy week for myself, but I'm just trying to get this video out very quickly. Cotto versus Geale, my thoughts and predictions for the fight. It goes like this for me. I think that Cotto is playing the game. Obviously, he's been drained in his career when he was fighting, and now he's doing it to Daniel Geale. Daniel Geale is the natural middleweight in here. Let's not get this mistaken. I believe if this fight was 160 pounds, I believe Geale would have given Cotto a boxing lesson. Let's not forget, at light middleweight, Cotto was struggling against Austin Trout. So I don't think Austin Trout is that much better than Daniel Geale, to be honest. I think Geale's a good boxer, very underrated boxer. But, you know, when he fought GGG, he was like a pistol gun versus, you know, an atomic bomb with GGG. I don't think that Cotto hits that hard. However, it may be amplified by the fact that Miguel Cotto has made Daniel Geale drain himself to come down to, what was it, 157 pounds. He may rehydrate, but how much he rehydrates, I don't know. And at the age Geale is now, if he's drained himself that much, this is the first time he's drained himself that much to make weight. I mean, Cotto's fighting what, 154, 152 pounds. He basically is a light middleweight fighting a middleweight. You know, I think it's ridiculous personally. Again, Cotto didn't invent it. Pacquiao didn't invent it. It's been there before that. But I think it makes a mockery of the middleweight division. Personally, you know, I see the way that people will picture this is Cotto getting Geale against the ropes. Geale tiring because of the being weight drained and whacking body shots in, the left hook to the body, left hook to the head, and seeing Miguel Cotto basically run through Daniel Geale because he's weight drained. Let's hope that's good for Cotto and that can happen. But Geale is an excellent boxer. He's an excellent mover. I think Geale can give, I think Geale, 160 pound, beats Cotto personally. The bigger man, and you know, and Cotto doesn't do well great against movers. Again, the Austin Trout fight. However, Austin Trout was a southpaw, but I did say that in that fight against Austin Trout, if you go back and look at my video, after he lost to Mayweather, he wanted to use the word quit. He wanted to quit from boxing right there after he fought Mayweather. If you look at the HBO, he wanted to quit when he fought after he fought Mayweather, but he stuck at it. He had got the title, got beat by Austin Trout, then moved up again and got a very lucky fight against a shot Martinez. Any other middleweight champion, I think Cotto would have got his hands full. So, you know, I think Cotto's a good fighter. He's just doing what he has got to do to secure his family, and for that, you can't knock Miguel Cotto. But in the boxing realm, in terms of legacy, in terms of what he's trying to do to push legacy on as a middleweight, crazy stuff. I think that I'd like to see Geale win the fight. You know, since this fight's been announced, I've kept thinking, you know what? I don't think Miguel Cotto wants to fight Canelo. I don't think Miguel Cotto wants to fight GGG. I think he knows he's not big enough to beat those guys. Now, is there some way Miguel Cotto can, you know, allow Geale to beat him on points? Is he that, you know, Cotto's a man to do things some way. Could you, you know, to avoid a fight against Canelo and to avoid a fight against GGG is to, you know, fight Geale, get as much money as you can against Geale, lose to Geale on points. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous and ludicrous, but at the end of the day, my respect for Miguel Cotto has kind of gone downhill, really gone downhill, because of what he's done, his mockery. I mean, Geale's 106 pounds, he's a middleweight. He's a middleweight, not like middleweight, he's a middleweight. And the thing is, boxing fans, let's not forget, Geale's not a young middleweight. He's an older middleweight. He's at 34. So, you know, to lose those extra pounds will take something away from him. You look at him on the scales, Geale looked like a skeleton, but he was drinking straight away water, rehydrating. But that's water going into the body. How much that body absorbs that water at the age that he is now? Maybe if he was 25, 26, yeah, maybe. But if he can, but the thing is, if Geale can box, not take so much punishment from Cotto, right? If he can keep off the ropes and keep Cotto, but can he keep Cotto off him? Is he strong enough to keep Cotto off with the jab and using the right hand and spinning it? Has he got enough in legs left? Has he got the juice to do 12 rounds? He may find after 6 rounds he's not got the juice. He's definitely got the boxing ability to outbox Cotto for me personally. And you know, I want to see Cotto get beat. I'm honest. I like Cotto, but the crap he's doing here, I'm sorry. It just, as a boxing fan and as a fan of the middleweight division, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran, the middleweight division, you know, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank gave us great fights. You know, James Toney. You know, the list goes on. And then this guy comes on and makes a mockery. He's not even a middleweight. He's a light middleweight, you know, and that's my beef for this fight. So I've seen situations in boxing like this happen before where a guy is about to go and fight another guy. A lot of people wanting to fight that guy, but he doesn't want to fight himself. He personally doesn't want it. And Cotto, if you listen to him carefully, he's, man, it's about me. It's about what I do. It's about how I run my career. So is he going to be able to dictate those terms against Canelo? Canelo's moving up, right, from light middle to middleweight. So would that work there? But GGG, is GGG going to come down from middleweight and fight down at 150 something pounds? No, he's not. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, so Cotto's got a whoop ass coming. He's got a whoop ass coming, whether it's from Canelo, because I don't know how strong is Cotto. I mean, like I said before, he wasn't that strong against Austrian Trout, and that was at light middleweight. Okay, that was at light middleweight. I mean, he didn't really budge Trout, and Trout was able to do what he wanted to do. Then you see when somebody like Canelo hits Trout, Trout's on the canvas, and Canelo's not noticed as a big puncher, you know, volume puncher, big puncher. And he dropped Trout. In fact, I think, was he one of the first guys to drop Austin Trout? I mean, he dropped him with leg buckled and everything. So very quickly, how do I make a prediction about this fight? It's one of two things. If the weight isn't an issue for Daniel Geale, and what I mean is if he's not sucked, dehydrated, then I feel that Geale can win this fight the longer it goes on points. I don't think Geale can knock Cotto out. Can Cotto knock Geale out? I certainly think Cotto could stop a weight-drained Geale. How much of that water, how much of that nutrients goes back into Geale's body, I don't know. So I can't make a prediction on whether Geale is going to be able to absorb that punishment at the age that he is. I'm not saying Geale's an old man, but I'm saying as you're older, 30, 3, 4, 5 years, when you get to that age, you know, it's hard to lose weight, you know, and he was like a skeleton himself, so it's hard to lose the weight. So for me, it's going to be a matter of whether Geale can be strong enough to go and fight as if he can go right up to, but again, how much, when he retains that water, how much has he lost through training to make that limit? That's my concern. If he can make the limit, right, and if he makes the limit in terms of for his body to rehydrate and be able to fight like a middleweight, the middleweight Geale, the strong middleweight that, you know, then he could do well against Cotto. But you got to ask yourself the question as well, how much damage did that fight against GGG do? Because GGG, I mean, he ran through Geale, and nobody runs through Geale like that. Nobody, you know. So how much heart has Geale got left? What was his ambition to come back and fight Cotto? Was it just for money? Or was it an opportunity to come back and win the world title again? So nobody knows. All these, you don't know about what Daniel Geale really wants. You can talk all you want. You don't know what his ambitions are. You don't know what Cotto's ambitions are. Does Cotto want to fight Canelo? Does he want to fight GGG? Or does he want to find a way out of fighting both guys and possibly get beat on points by Geale? I don't know. That's a sort of, pardon my French, that's sort of bitch move I would expect from Cotto to do now as a demon. So you know what? So I got lost on points. So you know what? You're not going to see the Canelo fight. You're not going to go and see this thing fight. And what he does is he loses his title to Geale. He says, you know what? I'm done with the middleweight division and go back down to light middleweight, and then fight guys like Lara and you know, and then fight Canelo down at light middleweight. Down at light middleweight. So even if he lost that fight to Geale, let's say, well, okay, we understand Cotto's not a middleweight. Look at the way he came in. He came in as a light middleweight. He couldn't make middleweight. So you've got your excuse there set up already. So for me, if I'm going to go with it, I just keep seeing images of a weight drained Geale getting hit to the body, not being able to take the body shot and crumpling over on the canvas. But does Cotto hit that hard as a middleweight? I don't know. That's the thing that keeps going through my mind. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I think Geale's got the box. You know what? I'm going to go with Geale. I'm going to go with Geale points. I'm only going with Geale by points because I'm going to say, you know what? Cotto won't get close enough. Won't get close enough times to be able to get Geale against the ropes and hurt him that much. He's not a big puncher, right, at middleweight. So I'm going to take the chance and say Geale is hydrated enough to do the 12 rounds. And people say in Australia that he rehydrates very well. So let's hope that Geale rehydrates well. He's able to box, keep Cotto off and off for the 12-round limit. Outbox Cotto for 12 rounds. Cotto puts in a lackluster performance, loses his title, goes back down to light middleweight and fights Canelo. That gets you out of a GGG fight, doesn't it? And who's going to say no to Cotto fighting Canelo? Everybody wants to fight. The fight's already been signed, but at what weight? Canelo's still a champion, right? So Cotto could come back down and fight a light middle. So I'm going with Geale by points. Crazy, but you know, I would not be surprised if, you know, because of the weight, only because of the weight draining, Cotto wins this fight. Otherwise, I give it to Geale all the way. Geale would outbox Cotto. That's what I think, because I think he's a better boxer than Cotto. I think Cotto's not too flat-footed, and he comes walking in like that. If you allow Cotto to get you against the ropes and whack you to the body, brilliant. But I think if Geale's moving, he's moving around the ring, he gives Cotto problems, lots of angles, he gives Cotto problems. So I'm going with Geale for the points win here. Maybe a split decision even. I'm going with Geale. I'm going to say he absorbs the punches that he has to take. He's able to absorb them. But again, like I said, there's no surprise if Cotto scores a win here, but then moves down to light middleweight. Those are my thoughts. Sorry I have not done a full show. It's been a real hectic time at the moment. Hope you've caught the in this Corner Lakes podcast information about Larry Holmes and his one-man show. Great information there. That's it. I better go. Oh, finally, Oscar De La Hoya making his comeback. Remember I spoke about this before about a month ago. I think the Golden Boy will come back. So I think, I don't know, but is he crazy upstairs? Is he smoking something, or is he really serious? He's got himself in great shape, so I understand from the pictures. Okay, I've got to go. Take care. Lots of love and speak soon. Bye-bye.